see. Where's my volume?
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can.
I should be wearing mine, but I've got it on the side for Exhibit A. Okay, can I just ask you? I think I just have a big head. Is your visor tight?
You're asking the wrong person. I have a very small head.
Oh. Well, I put this on and I'm like, oh, Mom, my ponytail's too tight.
I actually have to sometimes, I love hats. I'm always in a hat, even in my sleep. But my specialized is small, or sometimes I could go into a kid's helmet.
I do not have that problem. I have a big head in more ways than one. What was I just going to tell you? Oh my God, my neighbors let their dog out at 4 a.m. 4. And that dog barked, not just like a little whimper, bark, 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 for over an hour. Like, I don't know if these people fell asleep, but I'm like, you need to be nicer to your neighbors that we're all trying to sleep. Don't just dump your dog outside to scream and yell at 4 a.m. So I'm hoping that sugar from the 2 cookies that I just ate and this coffee will make me a little more peppy.
Can you see me pedal?
Yep. I mean, I can't see your knees. I can see like I can when you come on the upstroke.
Okay. As long as you can see my hip, but
yep.
If I could, let's try now. Listen, the last time I got on this tri-bike was July of 2020. You can see my knees now?
Yep.
All right, so this is a good view?
Yep. You're cutting out a little bit of, so the top of your shoulders up here, and the top, I can see your face, but I can't see the back of your head. It gets cut off.
Oh, I fixed that. I think I got a book for that. I literally just finished the Fast Chick beginner clinic.
How'd that go?
It went well. We had it wasn't a free event. It was a paid event because it was supposed to happen in person.
Yeah.
So we brought in some outside coaches to do demos and stuff.
Do you guys?
It was really nice. We had about 10 people.
Okay.
So it was really nice.
Do you do a lot of paid events? I mean, I know you would like to, but do you guys do a lot of them with Fast Chicks?
Not Fast Chicks branded.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
No, it does.
Yeah. This was just the first clinic because we said we wanted to put on a beginner's clinic in 2021. Actually, it was supposed to be 2020. It was scheduled for last June.
Oh, wow. I'm feeling like I should be wearing something else, but that's all right. I'm just gonna wear this.
Did I ever tell you about the time? I didn't, because if we don't know, I don't know you like that. Okay, so.
You know me better than you think you do.
Funny story. I don't think I don't share this unless you've seen the video.
Okay.
But I'm a huge tennis fan, right?
Right.
Huge. And Australia Open, is in February, end of January. I was training for some big ride.
Okay.
I'm like newbie, like the tag is still on the bike, kind of new.
I love that.
Pull the bike up into the living room. Pull the trainer into the trainer probably had just come out the box maybe 48 hours before. And I'm riding away and I'm excited. And she starts to rally and I start to go. And then all of a sudden,
did you tip off?
Tip, broke broke one of those fancy $300 wedding gift vase that you get that was on the table.
Are you okay? Because I don't even about that.
I can't even explain it.
I've almost fallen off, but I have not fallen off. But like
So
when you're on your trainer and you're clipped in and you're leaning over and I'm like, oh, holy shit. And I catch myself.
My husband was in the same room and you hear me yelling. I don't know how. I can't remember why. I think for March or February is Women's Heart Health Month.
Yep.
So I happened to be recording. So it caught it. And my husband is not maybe 2 arm lengths from me on the couch. And I'm like, what off? He did not hear me. He fell asleep. I had to save myself. I got off the floor. Then it was a bunch of glass stuff on the floor. It was a mess. Hold on. There we go. I'm going to send it to you. You have your phone with you?
I do.
So I'm hesitant because I'm having flashbacks.
Of that. Okay,
Of that.
I'm watching this right now.
Is this better now? You can see the top of my knee and my head?
I can see your head, but I can see your hips moving. I can't see the top of your knees. Just bring it down just a little bit. That's okay. Now I can see everything but the very top of your head. I think that's fine.
Sure?
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
here
my
you
head,
are.
you don't need to see my head.
How long ago was this?
Look at the date. I don't know.
Oh, hey, someone already joined us.
2015.
Yeah.
Hi, Nancy.
We were just talking about falling off our bikes.
Is that Nancy from Austin?
You might have to unmute yourself.
Okay.
There you go.
That is Nancy.
It is.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm even better now. You're the first one joining.
Yay.
I'm being hand to God honest. I thought about you all day on Thursday because I did the injured athletes blog, published it, and then I realized, oh shoot, I had that beautiful picture of you in the boot in the garage.
Oh.
And I didn't use it, and I gotta do a follow-up. So yes, I'm actually highlighting you next week as a local athlete.
Well, thank you.
That was supposed to be a surprise, but I couldn't hold it.
These are hard to hold back. Hey, Nancy, I'm Sally.
It's nice
I
to meet
also
you.
am in Austin. I'm newer to Austin. This September, it'll be 3 years. So
I've been here.
From Chicago.
I've been in Austin 37 years.
Are you from Texas originally?
Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
I did most of my growing up in Dallas.
Okay.
But I was born up in Wichita Falls, which.
Oh, so almost up on the border.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I used to go up there on business when I worked for Morgan Stanley. I could go really fast up to Wichita Falls, get into my office, do my meetings, and be back to Dallas in 2 hours. Like I drove fast.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing triathlon?
Since 2004.
I started in 2011.
I started late in life. I didn't learn to swim till I was 45.
I love that. I have so many friends that are the same way. My really good guy friend back in Chicago who got me into triathlons didn't know how to swim. He learned how to swim the summer before his first one, and he's an amazing swimmer now. So
yeah, swimming and biking are my favorite. I don't run anymore. My body won't take it. So
yeah. I'm
So I
trying to
did-
figure that one out too. I had knee surgery last September. Not quite as extensive as Camille's, but I've been trying to figure out the whole running thing again.
Yeah, I never was really a runner. In fact, all of my marathons I've done with tries and standalone, I've walked them all. My first one I did in 5 hours and 45 minutes walking.
Walking?
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
So
That's faster than a lot. That's faster. I've run and I didn't do it in under 6. I think I was
Yeah.
like 6:08. That's because
So-
at the end, I end up walking a lot. Like I run like the first half, maybe first 18 miles. And then after that, I'm like, and I'm going to walk
yeah.
and have fun.
So it's just easier on my body.
Yeah.
My plan was for my 60th birthday, I was going to do one more Ironman.
Which,
But
which ones have you done?
I've done Arizona twice.
I've
I
done
did.
Arizona. Arizona was my first in 2013. And I did it in 2017 in DNF'd. That was the year it was super windy. And I was fine, except my back is messed up. So I kind of purposely slowed down on the run because you know how it is when you do an Ironman. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to quit unless they pull me, right?
Right.
I'm dying. And my back was so destroyed from that bike that I knew if I passed the halfway mark, the next check-in was 7 miles later. And there was no way. I was like, I knew I wouldn't make it till midnight on that one. So I just slowed down so that I missed the cutoff at the halfway point on the marathon by like 4 minutes. And everyone's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, I'm all good.
I did the first one for my 50th birthday. And then I did
Awesome.
another one 2 years later. But my
Arizona's
friends,
a great race.
yeah, my friends are so accommodating. They talked me into doing the Collins Hope swim for my 60th birthday. So 6 miles for 60 years.
That's awesome.
I ended up pulling it because my back was bothering me and my hips. So I
Yeah.
just pulled the whole thing. So, but
So many of the women that I know that have gotten into endurance sports have been all of us, where we've gotten into it in our 40s, 50s. I mean, I know a lot of younger people, but so many of my friends are my age or older that have done the same thing.
So, but I haven't done anything for the past 2 years. So
I don't think you're alone.
So I'm anxious to get out on the bike again. So
Camille and I were just talking about that last night, about getting back out there. It'd be nice to start being able to reconnect with people and get out and ride together.
right, even just what I call a social ride, just
Yeah.
not hammering it, just getting out and pedaling and talking.
Saddle time is saddle time, right?
That's right.
Good morning. If you want to talk, you can take yourself off of mute. Yeah, I think it's automatically on mute.
Yeah.
Good morning. Hi,
morning.
SJ. Sally, we didn't get a chance to discuss, and before all these people get on, I was going through some things for my clinic, and I have an Ironman Augusta backpack and tech jersey
Okay.
that we could raffle off to any care or collective beat so that they can enjoy some of the goodness of the spoils. What you think? That'll work?
I love that.
Okay. SJ, where are you joining us from?
Chicago.
Yay. That's where I moved here from.
I know. I miss you being here.
I know.
You're friends with Sally?
Yes, I met her through our triathlon coach.
So wait, Jenny's your coach too?
Yeah. Actually, I met you at one of her clinics.
That's what I was gonna say. Over at not Edge, but at the bike. I can't remember the name of the bike
Shop.
shop. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I miss Chicago a lot. I love Austin. I love living here. I've met some really amazing people down here, but I miss Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah. You ever going to come back?
Well,
or anything?
here's the thing. If COVID hadn't happened, I would have been there on a regular basis. Like I was coming up often. It wasn't like, oh, I'll see you later. But then COVID happened. But I just got vaccinated, my second vaccine a week ago. So as soon as 2 weeks are in, I'm going to come up. I need to go to the dentist. That's the only doctor I haven't switched. And I need to see my people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My second shot is next Saturday.
Are you doing Pfizer or Moderna?
Moderna.
I did Moderna. I've had friends that had nothing. I felt like I got hit by a truck for about a day.
My husband got hit by a truck.
Yeah.
He went down pretty good.
Yes. But honestly, the second day, it wasn't that I didn't feel good. It was just I was tired. Like, you know, when you have the flu.
Yeah.
By the third day, back to normal.
Yeah, good. It's worth it.
Absolutely.
It's worth it. Yes, thank you for putting this on. I saw this and I thought, well, you know what? Maybe I'll learn something.
Hey, even if you learn one thing, like remembering to air up your tires before you ride out, it's worth your time. Because that ride experience could be very, 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 very uncomfortable.
Yes, absolutely.
It's funny, Camille, I don't know about you, but like when we do this kind of stuff, you have people of, oh, here's my office assistant. He gets on camera when I'm doing WebEx meetings for my job. And I'm like, don't mind him. But I think about the people that are going to be on this call. And a lot of them have far more experience than the two of us. And I'm like, what are they going to learn from us? But the reality is like we were saying, we want this to be an open conversation. Camille will kick it off, but we can learn just that one little thing that we think about later that saves you when you're on a ride.
Right.
Yes. It's 11:30. I still have a home phone because I have a home office. I'm sorry. I can't reach it to turn it off, but as soon as it stopped ringing.
Frank, come on.
Julie's actually riding.
Oh gosh, look at that. And I love that kit.
Hi, Julie. Hi, Anna. I saw some other people come on. Amy. Hi, Amy. See Vaughn. All right, it's 11:30. Let's wait till 11:31. I want to respect the people here that have been on time.
Does everybody pop up? Because I don't see Vaughn and those guys. I don't know if it's because you sent the invite to them.
Their camera's not on.
Oh, well.
Like there's a Miko or a Meko.
Joy, are you somewhere where you need to be masked? Oh.
All right, it's 11:31. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Coeur Ambassador chat of Sally and I. Today we just want to talk to you about bike saddles, bike discomfort, different types of bike shorts, and how you can make your ride much more enjoyable, but just by doing some minor tweaks and knowing also what all of the different options that you have that you yourself could control. You don't need a coach. You don't need a professional bike fit. Of course you do, but once you do, if you need to make little tweaks, I'm just going to show you how you could do that to solve some immediate problems that you may be having. This is an open forum, chat forum. It's just like we just finished a ride and we all sitting at Starbucks and we having some coffee and we are shooting the breeze. So feel free to interrupt. Feel free to ask questions. Unfortunately, I have a presentation plan, but I'm on the Coeur Zoom line and I haven't been able to figure out how to share my screen. So if there's views of what I'm about to do that you can't see, please yell, because I'm not going to be looking, so that we can, Sally and I could make sure that you guys really see what we want to show you. Would that be okay?
And
There's
make
a lot of-
sure to
there's a lot of
take
people
yourself
on
off mute.
What? Yes. I am going to let Sally introduce herself. Sally, go ahead.
Thanks, my dear. Sally Strasnick. I think a good portion of you know me. I've been doing triathlon since 2011. Moved here I'm in Austin, Texas, moved from Chicago almost 3 years ago. And I've been this is my 3rd year as a Coeur Ambassador. And I've also been part of the collective beat since the inaugural year. So I've really had the opportunity to meet so many of you lovely ladies. And I'm super excited to be able to get this opportunity to chat with you all. So like Camille said, please jump in, ask questions. This is like this conversation that we all want to have with folks, but sometimes we don't get an opportunity. So don't be afraid to ask.
Yes. So the reason why I decided to host, this was our clinic idea, is because when I first started riding, got a new bike, I went to get a fit, and after 23, always around 23, 25 miles, I would just have discomfort. I would have pain, shoulder, hands burning. I went back to the lady. She did some things. I didn't pay attention. She did some things. She said, go back out and test it. Then she fixed that. Then my booty started hurting. I went back, didn't pay attention. And then the 3rd time, I was like, look, I should be riding. I shouldn't be spending time in the bike shop. I'm going to pay attention to what you do and what you have been doing. And this saddle, I thought I needed a new saddle. I came in there all mad, threw the bike. I was like, I need a new saddle, because I had just purchased the bike. And from what I see on the internet and my friends, everybody didn't use the stock saddle that came with their bike. And I had that stock saddle maybe 6-9 months. She said, Camille, don't waste your money. You don't need a bike. And she pulled out a tool. And she said, okay. And she tilted my saddle 1 centimeter. Barely. You couldn't even see the difference. I went out and I went from having pain at 23 miles. That was on a Tuesday. I went out that Saturday and rode 53 miles. Now, the pain that I was having before, completely gone. The new pain was because I did 53 miles. So let's get that clear. You're gonna have some discomfort riding a long time, but burning and sores and things like that, those things can be avoided. And most of you should have in your bike saddle bag a multi-tool. Oh, I just had it. I was here with Robert. Where'd it go? Most of you should have a bike tool, a multi-tool that you keep in your saddle bag. That is your saving grace. On your saddle and on your seat posts, they have nuts and bolts that you can adjust. And the reason why I pulled out the big one so you could see what I could do. If your saddle is too high, you can have problems. If your saddle is too forward, you can have problems. If your saddle is too back, you could have problems. If your saddle is too forward, then you shift your center of weight onto the bike up front, and then you'll have shoulder pain and hand pain. If your saddle is too back or too low, then your knees are gonna hurt because you're actually working harder to come over the top of the saddle. And so today, my quick little demonstration, and then Sally will talk about some shorts. My quick demonstration is just to show you how one small change could change the way you ride and how you ride. And so this is a live demonstration. So if it doesn't work as planned, work with me, okay? So most people try to adjust their saddle right where their hip is. Now I am not very tall, but I have a short torso, long legs, big booty and hips. So my fit sometimes have to be a little bit different because I am almost the same fit. I'm 5'5". I'm almost the same fit almost sometimes for a person who might be 5'9". So if you look here, most people, they say, always put the seat right at your saddle. Always put the seat right at your hip. So I'm gonna get on the bike and I'm gonna show you how that looks when I'm riding. So you could actually see how the hips open up and close. So you see that angle there? Don't look at this one, just look at here. Just look at that. So if you can see me riding, you see where my knees go? Does that look like a smooth pedal stroke to you?
No.
Okay. This is interactive. Did anybody think what I need to do with my saddle?
I'm thinking it might be too high.
Too high.
Why?
Because you're rocking into it. If it's lower, you'll be able to sit more steady.
Thank you. So that rocking, after some time, you hurting your kitty cat all the time. So if your seat height is too high, there's nothing wrong with your seat. There's nothing wrong with your saddle. It's wrong with your positioning. So sometimes when you ask some questions out there and people tell you, go get a professional fit, they are right. And once you have that, if you put on weight or lose weight, or if your type of riding style changes, then you need to make some minor adjustments. So I'm going to lower my seat. And the one tip that I want to give you, if you learn one thing, if you don't, always have some Scotch tape and a marker, because you want to figure out if the change you made didn't work. You want to remember where you were. And it's kind of hard because they don't have graduated lines. So a tape will kind of let you keep your limit. So you know what, this is where I started and this is how much change I need to make. Now, you probably need a 5 or a 4 milliliter centimeter. And most multi-tool, got it? And so this is very important too. If you're riding sometimes and this is not tight enough, your bike post could slip, your seat post could slip down, which could cause your seat to move. So please make sure you have your multi-tool in your saddle bag when you go out and ride.
And if you've ever had that happen, which I had that happen in a race, after I got my first road bike, I was sitting almost all the way down and I didn't have a tool.
Oh my God.
I don't remember what race it was, but I honestly think it was at least an Olympic, if not maybe my 70.3. So it's not fun to be riding like this.
All right, so Sarah suggested, how do you know what to go to, right? We know that was too high, but we don't know. So it's trial and error. You need to make small changes, which is why you have the tape. So now, do you see the improvement? Do you see this distance? All right, so now I'm gonna tighten it back up. Make sure it's tight.
I was going to say, how do you know how much to tighten?
Righty tighty, lefty loosey. And if you do 2 rights and it doesn't move, then it's tight enough. And then if your husband do it, it's probably going to do some more. But if you do it two turns, if it stops, then it's tight enough.
One of the things that you have to watch out for, if the seat post is carbon fiber, you don't want to over tighten it because you can compromise the carbon fiber in the seat post.
She's exactly right. So that's why I said, if you try to do it twice and it doesn't move, stop right there. You're good. You also don't want to strip, besides messing up the carbon fiber, you also don't want to strip the bolt.
There is a measurement that tells you how much torque, and you can buy a tool that you would use the exact amount of torque you need to tighten it to the right level.
Torque wrench.
There we go.
So I have some of those here for that reason, because I've stripped a few screws. So let's see if this minor adjustment works. Am I rocking?
Not as much.
Not as much. I no longer feel that, but I went down on the seat. So if I go down on the seat, should I have to move the seat back or forward?
I would say yes.
Probably more forward. Maybe I
Are we
could.
moving forward?
I
Now
would-
I have short arms. So this is where you have to always test to make sure that this one change that you made is going to work. If this is a tri bike, I want to make sure that I can't go forward to see where my knees are.
Yeah.
So all of those things are in relation to when you make the minor adjustments, you want to change one thing at a time so you can figure out what exactly you need. So now if you see it's less bouncing and my pedal stroke is smoother. And if I put some true power on it, I'm no longer riding over the top. Do you see how much more control I have? Some of this rocking is also because I'm on a different kind of mat. So your saddle position, if you, this is called fore, this is called aft. Fore, aft. If you have pain up here, it's because your saddle is too much. I'm repeating that. Your saddle might be too much forward and you're shifting your weight. If you are having closed hips or your knees hurt, you need to move it aft. You need to move it back and shift the weight a different type of way. Sometimes when we get off the bike as triathletes and cyclists, our hips, they talk about opening up the hips and changing your position to open up the hips. A lot of that has to do with your reach and also the type of saddle that you have. Some of the pain that we can avoid, I have a split nose saddle and I don't have, I'm sorry that I'm unable to share my screen, but a lot of people who ride long distance endurance, especially triathletes, find that they are more comfortable with the split nose. If you find yourself anywhere in aggressive position or in aero, if you just look at the physiology part, you're going to have all that extra here. This gives it some relief because you're in a much more forward position. If you're in an upright position, riding a regular road bike and always riding on the hoods, this may not be your requirement. What your requirement might be is having better bike shorts. And I'll tell you a short story about that, and then I'll turn it over to Sally. And as she goes through this, I'll continue to do more. When I first learned to ride, a lot of you, I never shared, I learned to ride as an adult. I mean, like I never rode a bike as a kid. And then I became obsessed with everything bike. And so riding in my little beach cruiser, then I upgrade, I got a little hybrid. And then I was like, oh, I'm ready for a road bike. And they were training for this race called the MS 150, which rides from Houston to Austin. I was like, oh, I want to do that. So a lady said, don't buy no gear. It could get expensive. I'll give you some bike shorts. Because at that point, nothing was hurting, but I wasn't wearing the right things. I was wearing regular workout tights or baggy shorts and was just kind of getting uncomfortable. So got my road bike and I needed to get more appropriate gear. What happens if your knee to your stomach up on your pedal? Then that you need to raise your seat up some, and you need to raise your seat slightly, put it back more aft. I saw the question pop up. I'm not sure who asked it. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. So this is Cindy. And I'm finding like I can't get into an aero position because I keep kneeing myself in the stomach, which I have an ample stomach, just to say, but I keep kneeing myself and it's not really that comfortable.
In that case, if you keep kneeing yourself and you keep being forward, sometimes it requires a stem adjustment. Maybe your stem needs to come up some, but if all you have to deal with is your seat, then moving it slightly back and up will open that position up.
Okay.
Because you're already too close. So if you move it back and you move it up, see how my body changed?
Yeah.
then I'm no longer hitting. But if I'm like this, I'm hitting.
Yeah.
So get a piece of Scotch tape. If you have a trainer at home, leave the bike on the trainer and make some minor adjustments. Ride it for a mile or two, which is maybe about 4 or 5 minutes. See how that feels. If it doesn't feel good, you can either put it back where it was and start over. Angling also has a lot to do with it. When my first road bike, the seat angle was slightly down. And every time I'm riding, I'm getting this, I keep having to shift back. I'm like sliding down, keep shifting back. And that's when I went back to the lady and I'll just show you. You guys see this position, how it is? Did you see that change?
Mhm.
All right, I'm gonna get on the bike. That change was barely 1 degree. Yes, that's correct about the shoulder pain because your center of weight is in the front. Do you guys see what just happened?
Mhm.
My knees changed position with that 1 degree down. And then eventually I'm gonna just start, you see how easy that is? Just to start slipping back. So when you have some problems, when you realize you keep shifting your weight on your bike, then I've been doing this a long time, so I kind of know what's level. You can even use a leveler that you have. Now you see this one? This one is slightly bent, turned up.
Mhm.
So Sally, help me with the questions in the chat.
I was just looking. I don't think there's anything down there now.
Cindy, who was the last person? Was it Cindy?
Yeah.
Someone said about shoulder pain.
That wasn't me.
Move the seat back. She wants shoulder pain. Try move seat back. Correct.
Yes, because you shift the center of weight here. Now, tri bikes, road bikes, regular hybrid bikes, fitness bikes, mountain bikes, they all have a different set of protocol and how you ride. On my road bike, I ride in the drops. When I decide to sit up for long periods of time, I'm uncomfortable because my bike seat position is set up for more aggressive riding. So there are times when you are on your road bike or any bike and you're out of your natural position of how you set up to ride the bike, you're gonna have discomfort. Any other questions on that? All right, so back to my story. So the lady said, she gave me these bike shorts. There's a white cloth here. This has ridges on it, if you can see it. There was, well, I don't know if that split, no, that split wasn't as prominent there. Does mobility? Yes. Let me finish this and I'll answer that, Joy. And then you see this cut here? So I kept wearing these shorts because I didn't have. And then when I went to Academy, they were all out because this was everybody's training for the MS 150. I didn't know about internet ordering. So I just went to my nearest sporting goods store, Academy, and they were out. Kept going back. I went back one day, they had a men's. I was like, anything is better than this short. This short had so many hard seams, so many different feelings. I'm like, this is terrible. So I went and bought a gel shorts, men's gel shorts. Go in the fitting room. They worked. When I got on the bike with the gel shorts, it wasn't comfortable. The gel shorts actually raised me up on the bike. And I was so just keep trying to fit everything down there with thing. And the lady, that's when she when she lowered my seat at a different angle so that I could accommodate all of that gel padding. That worked. Then I discovered Coeur shorts. So their profile wasn't as heavy as the thing. And that's when I kept having the problems and keep having to push back in the pain. And when she came and adjusted the angle and made it level out, I realized that I had no more pain. And the only pain I had was just because I was riding longer distances and training, but it wasn't as a result of my saddle. Now, mobility. If you have knee problems or a hip problem, or like me, I'm recovering from a surgery with my leg, plays quite a bit of influence in how you set up your bike. Your bike currently might be too aggressive for your mobility if you're not in extreme shape, or if you have any type of limiters like, you know, a bad shoulder or bad knee or bad hand. And so you need to adjust for your mobility, and you probably also need to adjust for your current fitness level. Everybody likes an aero bike. An aero bike is not comfortable, especially if you're not used to riding in an aero position and you're not going 100 miles a day. So you have to kind of get what's comfortable for you and the best mix. Jacqueline, did I answer your question?
Yes, you did.
All right. Sally, let's show them the different types of saddle cycling shorts so they could see the different types of shorts also play a big role in your comfort.
Sure. So what I was going to say before I even lift any of these things up, so much of this is just you personally and how these things work. Like, so Joy, I'm going to use you as an example because we talk about this stuff all the time. So Joy and I have trained together for a short distance all the way to Ironman, right? And she can be in the CompuTrainer studio or on her trainer and ride for hours in a pair of triathlon shorts. And for me, like, I don't care how comfortable the triathlon shorts are. If I'm on my bike for 100 miles, I want to wear bike shorts. They're just more comfortable for me. So one of the things, just as we talk about this is personal preference, and we all are a little bit different in our comfort, excuse me, in our comfort level on the saddle. So just keep that in mind. So the examples that I'm going to show you, these are actually core. That doesn't mean you have to wear those. These are the ones that I wear and that I've grown very comfortable wearing. But I'll just tell you a little story. So when I started riding, I rode as a kid and whatever, but I didn't ride the way I do now. Well, when I'm training. So when I first started doing triathlons, I had actually reached out to a friend of mine. It was in February when I was living in Chicago. This is back in 2011. And I said, I am so out of shape. Little did I know about COVID coming. And then I could really talk about being out of shape. But I'm so out of shape. I don't know what to do. And he said, you should come do the triathlon with us. And the first thing that most people that have maybe never done a triathlon, they'd see, I don't want to do the swim. Well, my thing was, I don't want to do the bike. And we went back and forth. And he said, join a training program. So I did that. And I joined a charity program. And that's how I met Joy, through Team to End AIDS in Chicago. And there was a lot of training that we got about gear and everything. But so much of the stuff that I got was because we go to Fleet Feet. Fleet Feet gives us a discount. Things are on sale. So a lot of the shorts and things that I wore in the beginning were simply because I got a discount, it was on sale, and I never really thought through, how is this going to fit me? Is this going to be, I mean, I'm a bigger girl, I'm curvy, I don't fit into things the same way as some of my other triathlon sisters. So how are these things going to fit me? And so those were some things as I got into the sport a little bit more, and I got to know more people, and they gave personal stories about, have you tried this? Have you done that? So one of the things I'll tell you, especially if you're newer to the sport, ask questions, because I just basically bought stuff because it was cheap and this fit me, sort of. So I've got a couple different pairs of things, and then we're going to talk about it. When you think about triathlon shorts and bike shorts, I think one of the things that's even more important than the chamois itself is the seams on the shorts, because that was one of the issues that I had. Another brand that's out there, that's been there for a long time, that rhymes with toot. I used to wear those a lot, and I would have the most painful rides. I was just like, by the end of it, I wanted to just throw my bike out the window. But it was because of where the seams cut me. It had nothing to do with the chamois. The chamois was comfortable, whatever, but the seams would cut me, like where your leg and it bends, like right up near your lady parts. It would cut me right in there, and that skin is really tender. So one of the first things I'll tell anybody is when they're looking at triathlon shorts, bike shorts, that would be one of the very first things that I would be looking at, because when you think about the pressure that you're putting on your saddle and you're on that bike for a while and there's rubbing and everything else, you're going to have pain. So that's number one. Number two, it really depends on each of us what kind of chamois we like. So Camille was just talking about, she was wearing some guys shorts and the profile was thicker and it raised her up, and then it messed things up with the geometry on her bike. Go ahead, Camille.
Sally, a chamois is what they call the pattern, because we have some new
Lift it up.
Yeah, a chamois is what they call the pattern in a cycling or triathlon.
In the cycling or the triathlon shorts. So I don't know what brand you have right there. This is actually from my team kit. This is the chamois on, or the padding on the bike shorts or the bibs of the core ones that I wear.
Mm-hmm.
So if you notice, it almost looks like there's a bike seat right there. And that's where most of the cushion is, because that's where you're pushing down on the bike seat. But one of the things that's a little bit different about these that I really like, and the same goes true with the triathlon chamois, and I'll show you that in a minute, is on some of my old bike shorts that I had, the seam would be right here. So you're sitting on what is almost like a bike seat, and then the seam is right on the edge. And so that was the reason I was in so much discomfort. It had nothing to do with how much padding I had. It had everything to do about where everything was hitting and where I was applying pressure. So these actually go further out onto the inner part of my thigh. So there isn't pressure where the seam is, since this is leaning up against my thigh. So I think that's something that you really need to think about when you're looking at bike shorts. I love these. I think they're super comfortable. I would just say no matter what brand you wear, really look at that, because that's going to be key. I also like the extra padding because while I have plenty of padding down below, every little bit helps.
Sally, is that Coeur?
This is. So the ones that I'm holding up are Coeur. So these are actually, they have bike shorts, but they also have bibs. I never thought I would like bibs. Mm-hmm. These things fit so well. Like I like them far more than just the standard bike short that has the elastic waist. I feel like these stay in place better, because I'm that person I'm on my bike and I'm always adjusting and I'm fixing the leg. So when I can get something that can just stay in place, so these have been nice because they really stay in place.
Are they making bibs for
well, that's what those are.
Shorts?
Those are bibs.
No, I said with the triathlon padding in them.
Oh,
so
bibs,
you could wear
like
them.
more of a triathlon short.
Yeah,
that I don't know.
That would be wonderful.
Well, you want to know what? I feel the same.
I like the bibs.
Because I feel like they would stay in better place. And I think they'd be more comfortable right here. I think part of it is they look at it as if you're wearing triathlon shorts. I don't know. I should ask and see if that's something that they are thinking about doing, because I feel the same way.
Yeah, bibs are so much more comfortable than the shorts.
Well, and I'm going to be honest, my triathlon shorts don't fit as well right now since I've gained weight in this past year. So I get like the bite from the elastic around there, whereas the bibs don't bite you as much. They're just more comfortable.
Yeah.
So this is, and I'm sure some of you have seen these, but this is the actual chamois on the shorts. And if you see, it goes all the way down the inside of your leg. So there's no seam that's going to get you in those tender lady parts that I always tend to have problems. So this is nice too, because it goes all the way down your leg. You're not going to have any pressure on any of those seams. This is a lot thinner. So this actually is like that sort of, the chamois on these is similar to almost like a fuzzy blanket or whatever, not that thick, but it's really soft like that. So do you have a question? So I thought someone raised their hand. Nope. Okay. So I think one of the biggest things when you're looking at shorts, yes, you want something that isn't going to cost you an arm and a leg, but you really need to look at how the seams fit you, and you're going to be different than your friends. So someone might really work well with a different brand than you do. And then the other thing too is, and this was something that I had to get used to, you want them to be to be snug. You don't want them to be loose, because then you're going to have issues with chafing as well. Because the whole issue, not only with the seam being uncomfortable, is after a while, you're going to start having issues with chafing, right? Now there's other things that we can talk about right here today as it relates to like chamois cream and that type of thing, that can help alleviate that. But long-term, even chamois cream isn't going to be able to solve that if you aren't in a really good fit. So I always make sure that they're not so snug that I can't, run or bike or whatever, but they should be snugger so that they stay in place. Does that make
I have
sense?
a saying, Sally, tight is right. If you talk to me, you
Tight
ask
is
me,
right.
tight is right.
Well, I don't know what loose is. Loose is goose. No.
Angela asked about, because of the different types of shorts, does that limit online ordering? I'll let you answer that, but first, one of the reasons why we have in this clinic is to show you all the different ones that are out there. Some of the LBS or Academy or Dick's, you go and they have one type, and you don't realize there's so many other types out there.
Right.
And so let's just run through just to show them the different types of chamois that they could come across, and they could see what the seams are. And also, for me, the size chart that they put, I know my measurements down to the heart, and I always try to order 2 and make sure that they have a friendly return policy. So that helps with that, Angela.
Right.
That was one of the questions.
It looks like Amy had answered our question for us, and it was what I was trying to spit out but couldn't get the words there. Part of the reason why they don't have bibs on tri shorts is because the whole bathroom thing. If you're on a race and you got to run in and do that quick, it's hard to get all that off, which I guess you need to do the same thing if you're cycling, but with cycling shorts. But yeah, I think that's part of the reason, is that it just needs to be easy to pull down, be able to use the bathroom. So
I think the other thing that we're missing here is, and Nancy, the bibs on the cycling shorts, the chamois is not friendly to water. It's a different material.
Right.
And so that the thicker ones for triathlons, they are designed to release water.
Right.
Well, that's what she was asking though, Camille. She was asking, would they ever consider making bibs with triathlon chamois?
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have a pair of bibs that are a halter, and so you don't even have to undo your shirt. You just pull it over your head and pull them down.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. And it's mesh, and
so it's really breathable too. It's not that, yeah.
Do you want to run through your different pads?
Yeah.
Well, I've actually shown, I told you, you've got some of the others that are brands outside of Coeur.
All right. So
do you have any of the tri shorts that are not, because we've looked at that. That's what I was talking about before. What you're holding right now is similar to kind of what I used to wear, and why I would have pain, because you've got that chamois that's basically like your seat, and then you had the seams that cut you in all the wrong spots. So that was part of the reason why I gravitated more to the ones that I have now, because that chamois went out a little bit and the seams laid down on the inner part of your leg versus right where your leg bends, and where you're pressing down on your saddle.
Yes. So this is a cycling short. This is a tri short. Do you see the drastic difference in chamois size and layout?
Did you all feel like you're wearing dude stuff the first time you got on a pair of bike shorts?
Here's another one. So
And I'm
this,
like, it doesn't
is
look
the
like
cha-
something.
this is the chamois inside of a Coeur one piece tri-suit. It's basically, there's no pattern here.
Yeah, that's what the one we just showed, Camille.
You just, oh, I had walked away. You showed that one?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I showed the chamois on the shorts. So the tri shorts, the onesies, which are basically one piece, but it's tri short material, have that chamois that goes all the way down the inner part of your leg. You know, the other thing that we didn't talk about is, I think it's important too, to when consider the fabric, they're all spandex, right? Like all the tri shorts out there are spandex. Some have more compression than others. I like compression. I like to keep myself in, and when
Tight
I
is right.
and I run, I don't want to feel myself bouncing all over the place because I already know I'm going to be doing some bouncing. So I like the ones that there's give to them, but there's still decent amount of compression. It helps me, especially with my back and everything when I'm on the bike. But it also, I like it better from when I'm running.
Ladies, believe it or not, this is a size medium. Cycling pants. Just kind of show you that now this fit my profile and my butt too good, but here it was too thick. Excuse me, I'm Caribbean, but my punani not that wide. So it was causing all kind of bunching, and it was most uncomfortable ride. But it's designed to make sure that it doesn't happen, but that's exactly what happened. So this is a perfect example of just looking at these three different types of shorts, how your shorts can play a greater role in your comfort than trying to buy a $300 saddle or playing musical chairs with saddles.
You know, Joy just popped something up on the questions, which is 100% Joy. She said leg grippers and waistbands should also be considered. So,
yes, I'm going. Yes, thank you, Joy.
I'm not gonna lie. The shorts that I used to wear that were like the elastic that was like this, and I felt like I was in sausage casing. I didn't like those. The ones that are the wider band and have like the gripper on them, those are way more comfortable and they stay better in place. That's just my opinion. But that's something that you should be thinking about as well. Because, you know, if you're going to be on your bike for a little while and that thing keeps inching up, and once you get off and then you got to run in that and it's just not comfortable, they're not going to be the right short. Go ahead.
Bib shorts might be sketchy during the swim. Yes. All right. Yeah. So this is there are different types of bands. Some people, if your tri-suit is too loose, then the fabric is going to move and ride up on you. And so when you're riding, you're going to collect a bunch of other material in places where it doesn't need extra material. Someone asked, Akira asked about going from a tri-bike to a road bike. She is going to be, you want to state your question out loud for everybody? Please.
No, I was just saying, I just bought a tri-bike, and I've never had a problem with comfort or the chamois. And then when I got my tri-bike, I was all of a sudden like, whoa, this is not the same fit, and it's definitely not comfortable. So I was just curious about advice on, you know, the shorts and comfort and different types of fit and chamois on tri-bikes versus a road bike.
Can I ask you, have you gotten a new fit on your tri-bike?
I did.
Because
yeah.
Here's what I'll tell you. So I started out on a freaking 50-pound hybrid bike the first year. That thing was just a clunker. And then the next year I got a road bike, and literally I think that following year when I did my first Ironman, 3 months before Ironman, I got some surprise money from an old job. I got a phone call saying, hey, here's your bonus. I'm like, woohoo, I'm buying a tri-bike. And it was, getting used to the geometry and the way you sit on your seat. Cause like with a road bike, it's further back and you're trying to adjust things to make it feel like a tri bike if you have aero bars, and then you're on a tri bike and your seat's further pushed up a little bit more. So I think part of it is getting used to the new geometry and how you're sitting on it and where you're putting pressure on your seat. But I think some of the things that Camille had talked about will
I'm about to go over them
help.
again. Yeah, she was like the perfect question for a recap.
Yeah.
What type of seat do you have on your tri bike, Akira?
It's just the seat that came with the bike. I know
it's straight nose, split saddle.
It's straight nose.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I moved over to a tri bike, and when I went to a more aggressive position on my road bike, a split nose saddle made all the world difference for me. So I have a split nose saddle on my road bike. I have a split nose saddle tri bike. I have on all of the bikes that I can, because the way how my anatomy is set up, I realize, you know what, I have some things that need space and air, and they don't need pressure, and it allows for that. But you miss the positioning. Now when you're in an aero, your seat might be too far forward. And if it's too far forward, then your friction points change. When I started using my tri bike and in my road bike and a split saddle, I no longer wear cycling shorts. All of that is too much for me.
Yeah, that's what somebody else said, because
there's no room for that down there.
I was wearing my cycling, like my bib cycling shorts, and somebody, Vaughn, replied, "Yeah, you can't do that. You got to use your tri shorts."
It's crowded. Yeah.
And that's something that I've started to realize, is that while my bike shorts, like I was like, what are you talking about? The bike shorts are way more comfortable when you're on there for a long time. But I'm starting to realize that it may be too much for.
Yeah, that's what I think I've got, because I did wear my tri shorts this week, and that was better. But I was like, these shorts have always been comfortable for me. What happened?
So yeah, and if you have a new fit, it's going to take a few rides to realize this works or don't work. We do want to encourage that whatever bike you get on, if you're going to go for more than a leisure ride, more than 10 miles, we do encourage you wear some type of reinforcement down there, some type of pad. And we never talked about chafing, which is
well, I have a little bit of information about,
and Sally is going to talk to you about that.
So let me ask all of you. So let's just say you've got the great bike fit, you have the shorts you really like wearing. How many of you use any sort of chamois cream or anti-friction when you're riding? Okay. So I will tell you that I am the queen of saddle sores. I get them every year. I hate it. I've learned to do things to make them better. But one of the things was finding the right type of chamois cream or anti-friction. When I first started riding, again, oh, look, they have butt butter. I'll buy that. Well, some of the stuff that's out there, you get that. And the first thing it does, you have that, you put it in all of your delicate spots, and you get out on the bike and you're sweating and you're salty and everything else, and you get clogged pores. And I almost was to the point, like I'd rather chafe than use some of that stuff. So I don't know what brands you all are using. I look for ones, if I'm going to actually use a chamois cream, that are made more for women, that have things like tea tree in them. Like there's a brand that I love the name of it. Wait, where's my note? Hoo-ha Ride Glide. I used that for a while just because I love the name of it, but it was geared more towards women. And there was another one that I used called D's Nuts, which it's a men's and a women's, but it had some of the things in there that would help with your delicate skin, right? So I don't know how many years ago it was, and I think I got it at an expo. And again, I'll throw in my sister from another mister, because we share ideas on some of this stuff. But Joy and I think got it at the same time. I don't know how many of you have used Two Toms for anti-chafing. So they have Sports Shield, and this one is actually for her, so it's meant for women. I know sometimes when I see the stuff that's in the pink, I'm like, well, what's the difference? It's just a pink label. But with things like this, I think it's made for women, and the fact that our skin is a little bit more delicate down there. But this one was just for chafing. So I could put it on my feet. I could put it under my arm where I'd rub. I could put it on my thighs, whatever else. And I was like, I got to the point, and the original one came in a green. It's like it's a roller, and it's kind of slick like silicone. So it's just sheer. It's not a lot. It's enough to give you that slip, but not so much that clogs everything up. But back when I first got it, before I got this for her, it came in a green bottle. Okay. So they didn't make now they have it, the butt shield. So I've got that separate for using for riding. So this was in green, and I was getting ready for a ride, and I grabbed my green bottle of stuff that I use just for down there. And it was not my Sports Shield. It was, what's the green stuff we spray on ourselves and roll on ourselves when we're in pain?
BioFreeze.
It was BioFreeze.
You lit up your booty?
And not only did I light up my booty, but I had a saddle sore. So I rolled that crap down there and went into my saddle sore. So what I'm going to tell you is, if you get this, that might be a reason why you get the for her, because then you'll never mix it up with your BioFreeze. But what I will tell you, like, I've got all different ones. I've got the chamois.
Let's see them. They may not know that they're different ones out there.
I'm about to. So the Sports Shield is my number one favorite. I can use it for everything. And now they have what they call butt shield. That's just meant for putting in your like chamois area, right?
What's the brand, Sally?
It's 2 Toms.
T-O-O?
The number 2 and then TOMS. You can get this on Amazon. So you can order it from 2 Toms. You can go onto Amazon. That's where I've gotten it. So this is just for everything. Like when you're going for a run and you want to lube up under your sports bra, this one is for your chamois area. But they're probably very similar in the formulation. Before I show you something else, they also have little individual wipes in each of the ones. So I happen to find some of my butt shield ones. I put these in my little bento. So when I have a long ride and I've put some of this on, and let's say it's really hot and sweaty and whatever, excuse me, and I'm going to take a bathroom break, I bring one of these in and wipe the inside of my legs again. So these are nice because they can fit in your back pocket. They can go in your bento, and you can bring them along with, and you don't have to worry, oh, how am I ever going to bring this? Because you've got these little ones. I mentioned some of the other chamois creams. I'm just not a fan. If they work for you, I think that's great. But I think look at the ones that are formulated for women that have some of the things like tea tree or lavender or things like that, that are going to be gentler on your skin. Here's a couple other things that I've used, and these are sort of multi-purpose in my opinion. So SBR, they've got a couple of different formulations. This is Tri-Slide. So any of you who are putting on your wetsuit and you spray up, your arms, your legs, or whatever with Tri-Slide, this is just a great anti-chafing formulation as well. It's going to be a lot greasier than the 2 Toms.
It's more waterproof.
Yeah, exactly. And they actually have a little one called Skin Slick. And I have a feeling these are very similar, because when you look at the packaging, it says, run, bike, swim, wetsuits, all sports, prevents rubbing. It's the same thing. It's just they've got it geared more towards chafing versus using it with your wetsuit. But I like these well, and they work well. I just feel like these don't stay in place as well as the 2 Toms stuff.
I use the Tri-Slide
Yeah.
for wetsuit, but I go ahead and I spray it on my butt so that the wetsuit goes up over your butt easier and you can get it up tighter in your crotch.
So I want to ask you all, this is going to be a personal question. I'll share with you. So one of the issues I've had is how you take care of things down there in the summertime, because that can cause ingrown hairs, which can lead to some of the issues with pain. Like the pain that you have from riding your saddle and not having it the right position, or, you know, the tweaks like that, that can be fixed pretty easily, right? And part of that pain that you have from that is, let's just say it, I mean, just toughening up and callousing down below so that it's more comfortable. But the pain that you can get from chafing or ingrown hairs or saddle sores, like that can be excruciating when you're out on the bike. So it's a personal thing. I tend to do some waxing down there to keep it clean, but some people say, no, I don't want to do that because it causes more problems. So keep that in mind. I think the other thing too is when you've been out on a long ride and you're sweaty, and get that stuff off and get things dried off, because the biggest reason why people have issues is from the bacteria and everything from when you're out on the ride. So these are all going to be things that are going to help you. But if you don't get this stuff off and wash your shorts every time you use them so that you don't have issues from, you know, pulling something on that you haven't washed, that's saved me. Because again, I have issues with this, and so being able to use some of these things that don't clog my pores, and then just doing some of the things to make sure my shorts are clean, my shorts are dry, that will save you on your rides. That's just my opinion.
We had a question about trainer, how to set up your stuff for the trainer. We also had a question about where to put the cream. Some people put them on their shorts. Some people put them on their person. I'm going to present some different information to you than Sally. I support everything Sally said, but none of those things worked for me. When I used them, I started to get itchies, or it wasn't nice. So I went to A&D ointment, and I would just squirt it. It was so I'm like, if it's good enough for baby,
I didn't show it up.
Good enough for me. So if it's good enough for babies, it's good enough for me. So I use A&D ointment.
Aquaphor is really good too.
Say it again.
Aquaphor?
Yes.
That's
so
really
Aquaphor has a version of it as well. Someone also asked, how do you handle these things in T1? Well, my solution, because those things were in the tube, I would just, if I needed to add more, you want to make sure you put on ample enough before the swim, and you should have enough to keep you going. If not, that's why I use the A&D ointment, because I could squirt and go and I didn't have to worry about getting my hands dirty. Julie is on her trainer right now, but some of us, when you're on your trainer, we're sitting up, we're not in a correct riding position, or we're doing 10 other things. We're watching Netflix, talking on the phone, on Discord, and your ride could be uncomfortable. You then need to put on even more lube and perhaps change the profile of your shorts, because you're not really riding like you would be riding on the road unless you completely stay in the position that you are set up on. And so that helps make your ride more comfortable. Julie, did you lube up today before you got on the trainer?
I originally had to use lots of lube, and then I got lazy and stopped putting so much down there. And now I just hardened up so much because I've done so much indoor training on my bike that I don't need lube anymore. At the moment.
Vaughn just made that same point. She said once she found the right shorts and got my bike fit. So that's part of the reason why if I use anything, I use this roll-on stuff, because there's not a lot to it. It's just enough slip, but it's not.
I can confess, I no longer am an abuser of the lube. I used to be an abuser of the lube, but the right fit and the right shorts, very minimal, very minimal.
But let me ask you a question. What do you all do if you do get a saddle sore and you got to go for a long ride? You guys have any, because I've got a couple of things that I've done that make it less painful.
I use, there's these new Band-Aids.
Oh, the ones that you've seen people using on their zits too, the ones that like.
Yeah, they're like spongy, and you can actually leave them on there for a couple of days because it helps with the healing process. So I'll just slap a couple of those in the spots. And then whenever I'm done, I'll make sure at night I'll use some of the what is it called? Tea tree oil. And I'll just, put some of that down there once it's dried out and yeah, go on about my business.
Cindy said cry.
Anna mentioned that there's an increased number of UTIs that are occurring with cycling and triathlon women because we're not getting out of our sweaty clothes quick enough, or we're in there longer. And some people, I'm not going to call names, they'll wear short twice before they put it to wash, or they think they went for a short ride and the trainer for 45 minutes and they say, oh, I'll wear it for the next ride. Nope.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
So I have something that I've used, and you're going to hear the name of this and you're going to be like, gross. But I had this in my pocket when I did my Ironmans and it saved me. I bought this stuff at CVS. It's literally called Boil Ease.
Oh,
It is 20%. What's the painkiller stuff that like you'll have?
lidocaine.
Lidocaine. It's 20% lidocaine. So it's like it's similar to like Vaseline. Because honestly, a saddle sore is kind of like a boil, right? So I would, if I had to stop, like I stopped in like special needs or whatever, I yanked out my boilies and I shoved some of that down there and numbed it back up. And I'm like, and now I'm happy again and I can ride. So I have some stuff like that when like my hope is that I'm not going to get some of these this summer, but when I do, I have that kind of stuff because if you're in pain, like 100 miles can be an awful experience if you're in pain.
Forget that, 12 miles. 12 miles you could be in pain for a sprint.
5 miles.
So we're running up close to time, and I want to respect all of your time. Any questions we can answer for you? I want to add one other thing. She mentioned about hygiene in the summer and sweat. 2 years ago, I got a hair bump. I thought, I don't know how to say. I went to minor emergency. I thought I had a problem. And then he goes, you have a follicular something. And I was like, is that a fancy word for a hair bump? I done wasted a copay for a hair bump. And he told me, yeah. And he said, you could buy this expensive cream I'm about to do, or you could just go buy Bikini Zone, which has a little lidocaine in it. And it heals it up right away. And those, so you can get that in the next aisle over from the A&D ointment if you're going to buy all of your stuff there. So again, that besides UTIs, hair bumps can take you out. And I don't even know how to tell you. I don't want to tell you to wax. I don't want to tell you to shave. Again, it's personal preference.
Right.
But we want you to have no angry kitty, and we want you to ride. So any questions that we can answer, can y'all put the names of everything in the chat or post for the event so I can go back and get the info? Yes. Can we do that for her, Sally?
We can. This is also recorded, right? So we're going to post this. I can type up, hey, here were some of the things we talked about as far as things to use. I'll just do that in the event.
Thank you. I'm driving.
Yeah, no worries.
Any other questions? And I hope you guys got some benefit from it, even if you picked up one little thing, like making sure you have a multi-tool in your saddle bag, and it helps for adjusting quick seat adjustments. If you have a tri-bike and you riding in a road group ride and they said you can't get in your air bars, that means you're going to be up all on the time. It's going to be a very uncomfortable ride for you. You might just have to tilt your saddle a little bit. How are we going to handle we want to give you guys, don't we have some giveaways?
We have the discount, but what I think we should do, just so we make sure we capture everybody that was on here, if you can, you're on the call, can you send just a private note to us, or so that we know so we capture everybody on here, and we'll shoot you a note with, we've got a discount code for you. that you can use. And then I know Camille had mentioned, oh, you're just going to put it out there. Oh, there you go. Then everybody who's on here.
Well, some people are driving, so they still may need to send that, but
So if you guys want to, we can just tell you, it's just No Angry Kitty, and you'll get a $20 discount if you buy anything on the core page. And if you have any questions about any of it, you can let us know, because I'm a product junkie. Every time something new drops, I'm like buying new gear. So if you have any questions, let us know.
That's me.
Oh my God, I feel so bad. But Camille also had something that she wanted to give away. How do you draw that, Camille?
So we have some Coeur Ambassadors and Collective Beat people don't qualify. They don't get to enjoy the $20 that you guys get to enjoy. But I figured you took an hour out of your time to listen to me blab my mouth that I had something that I wanted to raffle off to a lucky person. I have an Ironman Augusta. I have 2 brand new Ironman Augusta bags, great for taking to your swim, and the tech jersey to go with it. And Sally, I figured we ask a question. How you want to handle this?
We could do, I know what we can do. We can ask a question and you have to type in the answer, although some people are driving, so that's not really fair.
We have one person driving.
Could you just have everyone answer and you guys could do the raffle like tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, SJ. So what's the question, Sally?
Plan this. I didn't know we were going to do a big giveaway.
So I have a question.
I got to think about this.
What is it called? What is the 2 terms called for when you want to move your bike seat back and forward?
Fore and aft.
Well, everybody's getting that because you said
Sally, can you capture that? Because I can't reach. Fore and aft. Ladies, it is 12:34. I've been at this all morning. I really just want this to feel like it's some girlfriend sitting down. I know that there might be some TMI questions no one wants to ask, but ask the TMI questions. Everybody who was sensitive already left the call. The real people here now.
Thank you so much for this.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Camille, thank you.
Yes.
I got a question. It ain't got nothing to do with the seat, and I don't want you to laugh. I'm gonna show my screen. Okay, I got a new pump, and okay, I'm really bike ignorant. I mean, like I just learned how to switch gears like last week. Okay, so I got a pump, and I'm trying so I won't look crazy when I go meet people on how to use the pump. And I'm at my house, and I don't know how to use the pump. So
guess what? Hold up. I got my pump right here.
Okay.
I am always bike.
So if you could kindly, okay, I'm gonna show you the pump I have. And I got the right pump because I make sure, because I have the Preston, the little stemmy thingy. So I know that's the right thing. But I got all these damn pieces and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I just want to put some air in the tire.
So just so you don't feel stupid. My brother-in-law is like a truck driver, mechanic, give him anything physical, he can do it. They came to visit this week and I gave him my hand pump to pump up his bike tires. He couldn't figure out how the damn thing worked. So it like every bike pump is a little different. Some of them are a little weird. So if you can't figure it out, like that is totally normal.
Okay, so let me take this background off so y'all can see.
Jacqueline, I want to tell you thank you for asking this question because I forgot to mention that your tire pressure has great influence on your ride comfort. If you are under pressure or over pressure, If you overpressure, you're gonna have a real bumpy ride. If you under pressure, you're gonna have so much weight in your peri area. So making sure that your tires are aired up to the optimum for your tires and for your body anatomy is very important. So your pump, I can't see it anymore.
I got my camera on it. You can't see it.
Okay, now I can. Okay. Do you
And
have
then
a
they
head
gave
that
me
has
these doulalis. So
Hold the end of the part that you're going to attach to the stem. Hold that up so we can see that. Okay, so when that part, you see it's got a lever on the top.
Mhm.
Okay, you're gonna put the part that has a hole in it onto the stem and push it down, and then you're gonna either push the lever down or pull it up depending on the pump. Because
wait, Jacqueline, don't do that yet.
Okay.
The valve usually needs to be open.
She already had those off, I thought.
No, this came with the pump. I put my stem back on because I kept hearing air hissing when I tried to pump it, so I knew I wasn't on there right.
So you don't need those.
Have nothing to do with
Yeah, you don't need those.
Okay, I'll put those doulalis up. Okay.
Those are for pumping up balls.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
So can you put your camera so we can see your valve?
All right, let me take the cover off.
Yeah, take the cover off.
The air hissing probably means you need to change the lever.
Okay, now
some are
unroll
up
that
to
thing
open,
up.
some are closed to open.
Yeah, your stem's closed.
Yeah,
what do you mean?
There's a little twisty thing on the top of the stem that you might have.
Oh, I need to take that off too.
No,
you
just loosen it.
Just loosen it. It goes up to the top. It won't come off.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never touched that before.
That's good. You don't.
We got you. We got you, Jacqueline.
I love this. This is awesome.
Oh, okay. This probably is gonna make all the difference now. Oh, I hear stuff.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Okay, I hear stuff, but I don't know how to get this thing on. Okay, I'm gonna have to put the phone down. I'm doing too much. Okay. So
you'll hear a little bit of air go out.
Okay, then I just put this on.
Do you see a small hole or a big hole? Do you see a P and an S, or you just have one hole?
Try it the other way and then the thingy.
The technical term.
Okay, let me use some more technical terms. This end doesn't grip, and I've tried pulling it up or at bottom. So
can we see the hole? I need to see the hole. You got one big hole?
Yeah, I got one big hole.
So put that on the valve.
Push
and that's
down.
And push down. Okay, I better not
push
break
down
nothing.
and then lift the lever up.
Okay.
I agree, Sally. I think the lever will come up.
Yeah, I think it's usually up.
Meanwhile, Julie,
it's still like it just falls right off. It doesn't stay on. So press
the lever goes the other way.
Stop. Wait, please look at me. Stop what you're doing.
Okay.
I asked you an initial question. Let me see the hole, because there's a P for Presta and an S for straighter. The straighter hole might be big.
P for Presta.
Okay, and what do you have, a skinny valve or a fat valve? Let's
okay,
see.
now you're using words I don't know what they mean.
Let's see the valve on the tire.
On the tire. Okay, all right. There you go. Can you see it? Is it coming into focus?
Okay, so that is a Presta valve. That's a small hole. Do you have the same size hole that matches?
I don't know, but they gave me this piece that goes in the hole.
Let's see.
So
Let's see the pump hole.
All righty.
An adapter.
That's too big.
I know. That's why I thought I put this little doolally in there.
One of the little thingamajigs might be the Presta adapter for it.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that what I'm supposed to do to make it smaller?
I think so. For that setup, yes.
All right. It was $10 on Amazon. Okay.
I mean, sometimes you got to go to Amazon. Sometimes not. But we
How many
got
women
you.
does it take to blow up a tire? On Zoom.
Listen, we're here for you, okay, Jacqueline? I'm not gonna leave till you get it right.
We've all been there, done this.
Yes, we have.
Julie, how many miles have you covered during this?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going up not Everest, Alpe d'Huez, so I'm not going very fast.
I didn't ask you that. I said, how many miles?
I'm only at 10 kilometers. Like I said, I've got a 10% incline right now, so.
That's a lot.
It's about the elevation.
I'm working on my masochist badge in Zwift. It's climbing Alpe d'Huez 25
Because I
times.
still can't get this thing to fit on here right.
Does somebody live by you?
No, but I'm about to go meet my coach and she's just gonna have a good laugh because she's gonna have to help.
Are you gonna take your bike and your pump?
Yeah, because we're supposed to go cycling at 3. So I was just trying to impress her that I knew something more than I did last week. I guess I won't be doing that today.
That's okay though.
So, all right. I'll figure it out. But thank you, ladies.
Bring
But I
all the
learned
people
more than I
with you.
knew before I got on the call today. So that's a good thing.
Yes, yes, you can make some better life choices to make your life your comfort much more easier on the bike. But stay off of Amazon for a week.
So
Make,
you know what I'm
make
gonna
friends
do
with
for
your
the
local bike
drawing?
shop.
Because pretty much everybody has the answer. I'm gonna put your names into a hat, draw a name, and then we'll post it.
Okay.
All right, Sally, I think we've held these ladies hostage long enough.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all for attending our informal cycling No Angry Kitty clinic.
Thank you.
Thank you,
This
Sydney.
was
Cindy,
really
you've been
fun.
quiet the whole time. Thank you for saying thank you.
Now,
Thank you. And now my
for
tire is
joining
completely
us.
flat.
For someone sitting at home by myself, it's good to be able to interact with some of my triathlon lady friends. So we really appreciate that you came and joined us this morning, and we hope you have a great weekend.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Sally.
Vaughn, for the
Thank you.
support. I see you, Anna. I see you, other Anna. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Sally, you're gonna stay on for a minute?
I am.
Okay.
I was just looking at the list here. I'm back.
Julie could still ride. Oh, she's still riding.
Oh my God, 10% incline. Ugh.
Lisa was supposed to jump. She said she was gonna jump on and make me the host. And she didn't, so I couldn't see my presentation.
No,
So I forgot a few little points, but I hope they got something from it.
I think they did. I think, honestly, I think anytime we all get together and can just have a conversation, it's a good thing. Because I just know, like a lot of us, we've all learned a lot of this on our own, right? Just sort of figuring things out. So being able to just have a conversation about maybe stuff we don't ever want to talk about.
Yes, I don't like to go to a lot of things. I hope the demo was a benefit for them because I'm visual. I want to see it.
I am too. Well, you know, so here's the thing. I think that there are a lot of people that don't think they can, like, they didn't even think about that. Oh, if I could just tweak this just a little bit. So knowing that I don't make a lot of changes on my bike, but I can, right? But knowing that, or just even knowing some of the things like, if you move this, you're going to be putting a lot more pressure on your shoulders and your arms and stuff. That was helpful for me.
Yes. I like the question about the lady in the belly.
Well,
as a bigger person.
That's a lot of us. That's a lot of us. Like, I've got a big belly now. I know that I'll be smacking myself. And unfortunately, like, you can tweak some things, but unfortunately, some of that is just going to be, like, for me, getting back into shape.
I hope to see you on. Do you have a road bike?
What's
that? Do you have a road bike?
I have a road and a triathlon.
So you'll be pulling out the road bike on Thursday?
Maybe, or maybe I'll just ride my triathlon bike. I like my triathlon bike better.
Oh, okay, fancy. Listen, I'm bringing my Schwinn. I'm not getting on an old road bike. I'm not authorized to get on any bike.
Well, I want to get just like a hybrid kind of a bike, like that, or even just a cruiser that I can just go have fun.
That's what I'm riding. I haven't clipped in yet. I haven't gotten on my road bike. This was the first time I decided I would try back.
I might just go get a little fun bike that I can just wear my tennis shoes on.
Do you want to go together make that our trip and go to the bicycle sports shop? Well, now they're the Trek shop near your house.
Yeah, where is it?
I think I have an idea where you live, but this one is like by Barton Springs and Lamar.
Oh, is it where it's where Bicycle Sport Shop used to be?
Yeah, they took over Bicycle Sport Shop.
That little, are you talking, it's the big one over by McDonald's or the little one that went out of business?
The big one over by McDonald's.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's on the same side as McDonald's.
And you know what's there? And I would love to, I still have never gone there. So I used to go to, when I did bike training, I didn't train on a trainer at home. I went to CompuTrainer. So whether it was with Joy at FFC, and they don't have that anymore, or I went to a place called Vision Quest. That's where I got into shape for my 2017 season. Like I started out overweight and like, that was where I did really well on the bike. They have a CompuTrainer studio there. One of the guys that runs it, it's in the back. And the guy that runs it or owns it, I think he shares space with them. He is friends with one of the owners of Vision Quest where I used to train. And I was going to train with them and I've never gone. So I would love that.
Have you been to Mellow Johnny's?
Yeah, I've been there to pick up stuff, but I haven't really.
So downstairs is Pedal Hard, where they do all of the CompuTrainer type stuff. Or if you want to go ride an Ironman course, $20.
I need
go
to
down
do
there.
that. I have a hard time training at home. I just
got
a kicker and everything, but I do better. And I know it's been hard because of COVID, but I do better in a group. Like if I'm going to do a FTP test, I don't want to do it at home.
I got to go pee.
Okay. Well, you look fabulous in your team colors.
I would have never, ever purchased these colors on my own. I'm surprised.
No, I wouldn't have either. In fact, when they first showed it, I was like, gross. But you know, one of my favorite things with these colors is the swimming suit. Have you seen the swimming suit?
No, I did, but I didn't consider it because I don't like swimming suits that don't have molds for the breasts, because I'm going to be TMI. I got one breast longer than the other, and it's very noticeable.
Well, I did as well. When I had my breast reduction, one boob was bigger. And then I had a follow-up surgery last October because he had to lift one of my areolas. It was when it healed, it was just a little bit lower. So he did that, and he did a little lipo on the one that was still a little bit bigger. So I still have I get it.
Yeah, I had a Nike suit the last time I wore something that didn't have. I had a Nike suit and they took a picture and I was all proud, and one breast was here. One breast was down here. Oh, that was it. I'm not a vain person, but I was vain at that moment. I went and threw the thing in the garbage, and since then I tend to only stick to the ones that have the molds. But thank you for doing it with me.
No, this is awesome. I'm trying to figure out some stuff for some future things. I had actually, Joy just did one with Jennifer Lynn, and it's funny because it was one that I think Joy and I were going to do something a while back before the new season, and we didn't. I'd love to maybe do something with her and maybe do like a Pilates class for all of us, or I don't know. I'm trying to think of some stuff that we can do while we're still doing virtual.
For mobility, a Pilates, like if she just did a few moves to open up the hips.
Well, like,
Sally, I can't hold it. Just wait.
Let's go.
Oh, ow. Okay, much better.
You feel better?
I feel better and I wash my hands.
Good.
Girl, one day I was talking to somebody on Zoom and they went to the bathroom and didn't wash their hands.
Ugh.
I don't like to talk to them now anymore because
Let me tell you something. I was just talking about this, that when I was younger, I was out with some friends after work. And one of the guys was like, oh my God, that girl's so hot, blah, 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 blah. I went to the bathroom the same time as the hot girl was in the bathroom. I was in the stall. She left the stall and walked out and didn't wash her hands. And I went back out and I said, remember the hot girl? Well, she's gross. She's nasty. She didn't wash her hands. Like, I made sure to let him know, you stay away from her because she's gross. What I was going to say about Joy is I was thinking, not like a full on.
She did a cure. I missed it.
No. I'm saying I want to do something with her.
No, you said she just did one with Julie.
She did something on training is Jennifer. She did something with training is not canceled, and it was Jennifer reposted it. They just did something together. But Joy and I had talked about doing something last year, and we didn't do it. And I was thinking, just doing, to your point, maybe just a few moves, but maybe something like, hey, let's it could be Pilates for athletes. So post-workout, here are some moves that you could do to help to keep loose and everything else. Or, here's some stuff that you can do pre-work, like have some thought into it about, hey, we're not going to just do a Pilates class. Let's talk about some things that can help you so you have better mobility on the bike or better for running and form and something. So I want to talk to her about it and kind of brainstorm a little bit.
Lolly, are you and Lolly still really close?
I guess. I mean,
I don't know about that answer.
Lolly kind of does her thing. I love Lolly, but like we were going to do something. And then now that she's on the team, now she's doing her own thing. She did something this morning.
She did?
She had some running clinic down in San Antonio where they went and ran, like running and nutrition. Yeah, we're close enough. It's just
you can speak. I don't regurgitate stuff. So if you feel comfortable to share.
I don't really know how to say it without being, I get the feeling Lolly is friendly when Lolly wants to be. Like, she's a sweet girl and I love her and we try to get together and stuff, but like
a quid pro quo?
No, I don't know if it's even that. It's just sort of, I don't really know how to explain it.
Okay, I'm asking.
Let's just put it this way. Lolly is bigger than life on internet, right? Like, she's always posting stuff, and I'm not dissing any of it. I think it's all great, but she has her people. We're friends. I still consider her a good friend, but I'm not the first person that she thinks of when she goes to do stuff. Like, I've told her countless times, let me know when you're going to go swim. I will drive down to San Antonio, and then they'll be off doing stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. Or like this Sunday, we were going to swim at Barton Springs, Sarah and Lolly and I. Sarah invited me because they were going.
You going tomorrow to Barton Springs?
No, time out. They were going to, then Ironman Texas got canceled. And so I'm the kind of person that if I've planned something, even if it's not going to happen, I'm going to say, hey, with Texas getting canceled, I don't think I really want to come up and do that. So I sent a note to her and Sarah, and she responded, well, probably not because of Texas. Like, they wouldn't have even said anything if I hadn't reached out.
Oh,
so
okay.
Lolly is kind of, she does her thing. You're included when she wants you to be included.
I only ask that from a planning standpoint and an effort standpoint and an inclusive standpoint. So I can say, let's all do something.
Yeah, I would love to do something with like all of us that are in Austin and San Antonio, right?
And the first time I met Lolly was through you at your
my
Coeur
clinic.
event. That's why I asked.
Here's what I would like to do. I would love to, if we're going to do something with people and out together, let's do a swim clinic.
That's what Hillary wants to do. And I would let her do it and we could support just so she has her moment.
Yeah, like that could be hers and we could help to get people there, and it could be up here. It could be, you know,
Okay.
I don't know. It could be, I mean, actually a fun place to do a swim clinic probably would be at Barton Springs, because you can be in the water and there can be deeper water and everything else. But I'd be happy to help.
When Hillary gets back then, I think next week, see if we could put something on the calendar. I'll be traveling in June.
Where are you going?
Iowa, Des Moines, Ironman Des Moines.
I'm supposed to be doing Ironman Des Moines.
Okay, you want to start training for it?
I need to. So I have on the calendar Ironman Des Moines, Lubbock, which I probably won't do, Ohio, which I really want to do, and Chattanooga.
Those are all paid for?
Yep. So is Texas. These are all ones that got deferred. So Ohio, I'm for sure gonna do if I can. I'd like to do Des Moines. So I need to just get back to it.
I will.
Lubbock, I'd like to maybe pay the extra money and turn, because it's a week after Des Moines. So
that's what I'm thinking. They're both in June, at the beginning of June.
Yeah. So I don't want to do back to back, but I'd pay the money if it still happens to do a relay and see if I could get 3 people.
Hey, I just realized that the bands on the kit are not equal.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, it's
one solid and one is striped. Did you know that?
Yeah, it's cute.
I've worn this 2 or 3 times. I never knew that this was, I was just looking down.
But, yeah, I definitely want to start training. And I just, Camille, it's been hard, just as I shared with you last night. Every time I even try to get motivated, I'm like, I don't want to do it. So the fact that we're going to get together this week, this will be like, okay, let's get to it.
So Anna, who's on the call, I think I need to prep you, Sally, as you start to come into my inner circle. There are 3 things that I have a lot of. I have a lot of Annas. I have a lot of Jennifers. And they're all different ethnicities or races. So if I say white Anna, black Anna, Jennifer with the lashes, or Jennifer. So it's very confusing sometimes. But both Annas were on the call, but white Anna, her sister lives in Iowa.
White Anna that lives here in Austin? Like Anna Kalina?
She's one of my Annas. I have 4 Annas. Anna. So, but they're training for Iowa. So I told her I'll go up there to support her. And then the next week I'm going to Rev 3, which is in...
Oh, out in Williamsburg?
Yes.
Yeah.
So almost every weekend in June, I'm traveling, and they're trying to get me to sign up for a race. I don't know if I want that kind of...
Part of the reason why I'm not excited about this year is because I just don't like the pressure. I feel like I have too much on my plate.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had not paid this money, I wouldn't I'd probably do one of those races, not all of them. And now I'm sort of like, do I even really care? Just forfeit it. Get back to being happy about racing.
I am Des Moines is in June. We're in March, 3 months. So if you check out this week.
No, I can do it, because let me tell you, I started training in 2017 for Chattanooga. That was the end of May, and Des Moines is closer to the end of June, not the beginning of June. It's the week before Lubbock, and Lubbock is the last weekend in June. So I trained January, February, March, April, so 4 months. And then the month of May, I jacked up my knee and I didn't run for a month. And Chattanooga is still my PR 70.3 race. I got a shot of cortisone in my knee and it's my fastest 70.3. Like I did the bike at Chattanooga. That's because I trained so hard cycling and running and everything at the beginning of it. So it was sort of like I had this extended taper where I didn't do a ton of stuff. But when I did Chattanooga, the bike took me, that's like 2,000 feet of climbing. The bike took me 3 hours and 14 minutes. And when I did Steelhead, which used to be my PR, I did the bike in 3:05 and it's like less than 1,000 feet of climbing. So it was twice the climbing and it only took me like 9 minutes longer. So.
Do you feel pressure to perform? You said
No.
pressure.
No, I
What's
just,
the pressure?
I have too many, no, it's, I have so many races. It's not to perform, it's to get, it's just, it's too much. I would never sign up for this many races right now. I'd sign up for one and I'd have fun with it. Now I'm like, oh, fuck, I got to train, pardon my French. I got to train. Oh, I got to do Ironman. I don't want to do Ironman.
You don't have to do nothing, Sally.
Well, that's the point. So, hopefully I will do Des Moines, but for sure I want to do Ohio.
That is such vague language. Last night, I had a meeting.
There's nothing vague about it. Hopefully I'll be trained enough to be able to do it and be able to run and everything. But Ohio is the one I want to do. The other ones I don't really care about.
When is Ohio?
It's in July.
We were talking about what this year is, and somebody said, just show up, have fun, just show up. It's half the battle.
It's none of this, oh, let's do all these races and oh, I got to do an Ironman. I got to do this. No, let's get back to having fun.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I got to go eat. I've been up since
4 a.m. because that stupid dog.
Yeah,
but
you
I didn't have to do a meeting like you did. So.
Whew. And those newbies had lots of questions for the coaches, for me. So you had to really kind of answer like bike choices, people trying to sell them this, sell them that. Yeah. I learned something new today. You talking about one thing? The guy said, usually to how you know a goggles fit, you take them and put them on your eye. No, nothing. Just if they stick, those are the ones for you. Because if they don't stick and you find them popping off, then you pull the strap tight, and then you have water coming in or raccoon eyes. So I never knew that tip.
I don't agree with that because I wear snake and pig that are made here in Austin, or pig and snake. It's what the other. The woman that started them is actually a swim coach. I met her through Leslie. These goggles are not ones that you got to get suction. They lay on your face. You put them on.
That's what he said.
And they do not cause raccoon eye.
That's exactly, he said, put it on your face. If you put it on the face and it has just not a seal, but
it just
everything you said. And then he said, if it's too loose, or if you find that your eyes is on the thing, then that's not the one for you. And I was
these
like,
ones
what?
that I've been wearing, I switched. I used to wear Aquasphere, the Cayenne, the smaller ones for women, and I'd get a nice seal and everything, but my face, oh my God, hurt so bad because they pushed down so hard, the suction. These ones that I started wearing a couple of years ago that I got turned on to, and they're an Austin company. I'll send you a text. Just like he said, no suction. They fit on your face. They've got adjustable little thing for the bridge. Water doesn't get in, and you don't have raccoon eyes or a headache when you're done. They're awesome. And they're like $30.
I need a pair.
I need that for the swim clinic.
Yeah, I don't have a pair of those. And I have 2 relay teams, and I'm the swim person. So probably I need to get a pair.
I'll send you a text with the name.
So Thursday, we going to go look at Trek.
Yeah, we can do that if you want to come down there, and we could go. So we could do a couple of things. We could go there, and if you do want to go swim, we could go down to Barton Springs.
I'm letting you know right now, I'm not hopeful that's going to happen at all. I won't, not late at night, not no cold water, nope, not never.
Oh, you don't like doing that? Well, then
I don't like cold water.
Well, then we'll be right near the river. We can go for a walk along the river.
Yes, you can easily walk across and get to
Yeah, just get on the trail.
So okay, I'll meet you there then at Trek. Okay, Thursday, and you have 5 to 5:30. That's still good?
Yeah.
Okay, Sally, I love you.
Love you too, girl.
Eat. I hope you have a good day.
You too.
I
have a nice.
I don't know if I want to eat, or I don't know if I want to eat or go to sleep.
I know. I feel the same way, but I got to go out in the backyard and plant a couple of things. So I'm gonna not go to bed.
Oh, are you making chicken wings this week?
I can.
Chicken wings. I'll bring a to-go container.
I'll make some. You know what though? Here, I'm gonna tell you quick. Do you have an air fryer?
I do.
Okay, so let me tell you how you can make some wings. So when I make them on the grill, do you ever use Old Bay's seasoning?
I do.
I love Old Bay's because it's got all the good stuff in it. So I will use that for a dry rub, even if I don't want to put any sort of like barbecue or buffalo or anything on it. You can make wings like that and grill them, and they're amazing. But I also use Old Bay's, even if I'm going to make buffalo wings. Plus, it makes them really hot. But I've been making them because I haven't wanted to do the grill. I've been making them in my air fryer. So I'll put them in a bag, put Old Bay's in the bag, shake them up so they're coated with Old Bay's, put them in the air fryer, get them so that they're almost done, so they're nice and crispy and whatever. And then if I want to do barbecue sauce, I'll do that. Or if I want to do buffalo, I just use Frank's Red Hot, right? I don't put any butter or anything in. I'll coat the wings, and then I put them back in the air fryer, and I let them fry a little bit more, and then I'll coat them again. So you get this really nice coating of buffalo stuff. They're hot because of the combination of the buffalo sauce and the Old Bay. That's how I make them. Super easy. You can have buffalo wings in like 20 minutes.
I would have never thought about that.
Yeah. So, and that's what I do when I do them on the grill. Same thing. I grill them with the seasoning on them. And if I want to have whatever kind of barbecue, or if I want to do buffalo wings, I grill them first, and then I have the sauce in a bowl, and I dip them, put them back on the grill, let them grill, and kind of that sort of dries up a little bit. I'll dip them again. They're way better. Like any buffalo wings that you would get somewhere, they basically just fry them or grill them or whatever, toss them in some sauce and throw them on the plate, and the sauce doesn't even stick. This like makes them spicy and good.
My son would love it. He said, "I'm not paying for wings with sauce."
No, they're not good. So, all right, girl, go do you.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.